Floriculture is described as the art of growing flowers for commercial purposes. It is the third largest foreign exchange earner for the country. Today we feature the Moby Dick flower, which was once considered a weed. And to tell us more about this is Alex Mchangani, who is practicing this type of farming and making great profits from it. Welcome to Hela, Mchangani. Thank you so much, Alex, kwa kuungana nasi. Tunashukuru. And we know that tutatuelimisha vizuri kuhusu the Moby Dick flower.
Yes.
So kabla tuanze kuzungumza kuhusu the Moby Dick flower, could you tell us first how you started farming?
Thank you, Diana.
Yeah.
I have worked for the Kenya government in the Ministry of Agriculture for the last 8 years.
Wow.
And through I've been gaining experiences on various various diverse areas.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a trainer. I have taught in the Bukura Institute of Agriculture.
Yes.
I have taught in Embu Agriculture Staff Training.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked in Kirifi. And finally, I was brought to the headquarters Nairobi, where I worked for 15 years. I was in Nyayo House. Wow. Trying to see on urban and peri-urban agriculture. Mm-hmm. And after doing all that, I was looking at what are farmers doing that can be able to change their level or the standard of living. Majority of our farmers have been growing very low yielding vegetables like kales, bananas, maize and beans and all that. Okay. And since I was put in agribusiness department in the ministry, we were devising on how can we promote the standard of living of our farmers.
Okay.
And this is how we came up on high value enterprises. If it is crops, I checked on what is more paying in crops. Is it the maize? Is it the beans? Is it the bananas? Or it is the flour? And I met a person who educated more. And the question he asked me is, when the Europeans come or the Asian community and they want to do farming, do they grow maize and beans or do they grow tomatoes? No, they go for flowers.
Okay, that's when you decided
how I came to look at the flowers.
Okay.
In the world of flowers, we have very many flowers. We have the roses, we have carnations, and many other.
Yeah.
But those ones require greenhouse farming, a lot of drip irrigations and all that. Okay. Our ordinary farmers couldn't afford that. That's how I came to this flower called the Moby Dick.
Okay, so you decided you want to do the Moby Dick because of its nature. You don't have a greenhouse and its simplicity, or?
Yes, that is why I came to Moby Dick, because it can grow in different agroecological zones. It is drought resistant and there's a ready market for it.
Okay, so what kind of soils work well with the Moby Dick flower?
The Moby Dick flower grows in different soils, but what we require is a well-drained, fertile soils. Yes.
All right. Do you require much water to take care of the crop, of the flower?
From the beginning, when we are planting directly from the nurseries, we require moisture to make the plant start sapping the soil from the water from the soil. But once it is well established, it will not require your assistance. It will require minimum water and it will require minimum management.
Okay.
Yes.
So even the weed control is usually sorted out?
Yeah, as you can see it, once it is established, it canopies or it covers all other crops, and therefore all other weeds will not grow. It will require minimum crop weeding.
Now, the Moby Dick flower was a bit, long time known to be like sort of a weed,
Yes.
and then people discovered it. How did you yourself, come to discover that you can do the Moby Dick and its benefits?
Well, what happened was that in our Caro department, that is the research, we have been researching on a different type of flowers. Our Thika national research and Mutwapa started coming up with new programs for different flowers. And this is how we chose this one. We also had a lot of guidance from the Flower Council of Kenya. And then we looked at the marketability. And we saw this is the flower for a small scale farmer.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're growing it, what is the process like? Do you grow like a stem and then at the nursery, or what is the process in the nursery bed?
Okay, for propagation of Moby Dick, you can use seed and you can also use cuttings.
Okay.
What we require is that if you are getting the seed, we go for high quality clones. When we talk about a clone, is the prolific growing plant. Then we have wild Moby Dick, and we have the improved and well selected.
Yeah.
Like now what we are doing, we are growing the selected by the researchers. So we are using high certified seed, and that is where we can get the cuttings, or we can get the seed from that high selected clones of Moby Dick.
Okay.
Yes.
So how long does it stay at the nursery bed?
At the nursery bed, it takes only 2 months.
2
That's
months.
about 60 days. It takes 45 to 60 days if the nursery is well made and it's well watered.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you transfer to...
Once you transfer it to the main farm,
Yeah.
it will take 4 to 5 months. You start getting the first balls.
Okay.
Yeah, it will start with the flowering or flowers like these ones, which will turn into balls.
Okay.
And flowering may start after 3 to 4 months, and for them to grow fully to big balls, it will take another 1 to 2 months.
Okay.
And once you start harvesting your balls,
Yeah.
you can go for a whole 1 year.
Still harvesting.
Then we cut it back. Once we cut the flower back, it produces other twigs.
Yeah.
Those ones we only take about 3 months, then you start harvesting. That means from the day you start harvesting, you can stay with the crop for 5 good years, earning
Harvesting.
from it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
5 good years.
So what is it that you sell? Do you sell the balls, or what is it that you
Well, what we sell is the balls plus the stalk when they are attached to each other.
sell? Oh, okay.
The more the balls from one stalk, the better, because in flowers we say there's grading. We have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Grade 1 of the balls ranges between 5 to 80 balls,
Okay.
and the height is from 75 to 120. That is grade 1.
Okay.
Grade 2 ranges between 4 balls to 7 balls, and the height can be 60 to 75, the length of the stalk. And grade 3, we take any stalk with 2 balls to 4 balls.
Wow.
And the more the balls, the higher the grade.
Okay.
The longer the stalk,
The higher the grade. Okay.
Yes.
So you said there's ready market
Yeah.
for these flowers.
We have this flower, we have ready market throughout the year.
Wow.
In season, out of season.
Yeah.
Because in flower business, we have 2 main seasons.
Yeah.
We have the high season, when the European countries are in a winter.
Oh, yes.
Their countries are covered with snow.
Yes.
So they don't grow the flowers. They prefer buying from Africa.
Yeah.
In the low season, they have summer. Those days, majority of those countries can grow some flowers for themselves.
Okay.
So the prices are lower when they are in summer, but when they are in winter, to us is the benefit, because we call this is our catch.
Yeah.
And that is when the farmers can earn the highest amount of money.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you sell them, do you export yours, if I may ask?
What we do, we have 5 different companies.
Okay.
For the time being.
Yeah.
We have already registered for export market. But for the time, but we are also running from other exporters, those who are already exporting their flowers. So for today, I'm giving myself 3, 4, 5 times to see that I get somebody who will be receiving my flowers in Horad, because we are selling all our flowers to the Horad market.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are there any issues or challenges that you have when it comes to exporting? With the middlemen or the people that you deal with?
Yeah, there's always challenges in marketing, because you know we are growing here, but we are not the people receiving our flowers and distributing to the malls in the European market, or we call it the European Union market. So many times you may grow your flowers, you do whatever is needed, you export your flowers there, but due to the cartels in the marketing, you hear your flowers have been rejected, or they have not been, somebody says, oh, we got your flowers, they were of raw grade, but when they were coming from here, they were first grade.
Wow.
So those inconveniences in the market are always there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll be looking at some of the challenges that Alex goes through when it comes to selling the flowers abroad. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hela Mchangani. Now we're talking about the Moby Dick flower, how it grows and how you can actually make profit from it. And we're talking to Alex Jenga, who is doing this type of farming, floriculture. You're making good money out of it, if you may say, and you would encourage people to do this the same. So my question is, now that there are so many challenges concerning, the export of these flowers, how does one get to, stop growing their kills, their vegetables, and decide to grow the flowers in order to make profits at the end of the day?
What I can tell you is that the flower is not like any other ordinary crop.
Yeah.
Because this one, you have to get the right information, and you have to have the right skills for the growing flowers.
Okay.
And that is why you see flowers is not grown by everybody. The first thing, you have to be educated on how, what are the requirements of that specific flower. And we all begin growing flowers from the market. You have to know, to make a feasibility study, who are you growing the flowers for? Which flower do they want and how much? Flowers are sold through volumes. If you grow very few flowers, nobody will drive all the way from the airport to come and pick your flowers. Okay. So my minimum unit for flowers to grow is for 1 acre, which takes about 40,000 pieces at one given time. Okay. Therefore, volume is very important. The second thing is that you have to know exactly who is your marketer, how much is he buying, and what is the world market going through. This one we can source from the internet to see from the auctions how much the flowers were going on and all that. All right. So the key word I can say, flowers are grown through volume. You have to assure that your market the volume and the quality of the flower you want. And that's why flowers are graded. Okay. They are bought by grades.
By grades.
Yes.
So if I want to start today to grow the flowers, how much does one, you said 1 acre is 40,000 pieces. So how much is one, say, cutting or probably the seeds?
Okay.
Yeah, how much will it cost me?
What happens in flower growing, we don't talk about 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres. Yeah. We take intensive radius. For 1 square meter, we plant 9 plants. 9 plants, okay. From each plant, we expect to get at least 20 sellable or marketable stocks from that. So if you can calculate very simply that you have 40,000 pieces which you have planted, and every plant that you have planted will give you 20 stocks. And the buying prices varies. I told you there is high season, low season. Yeah. But we have an average of 5 shillings per stock. In the high season, it can go up to 10 shillings. In the low season, you can go up to 3 shillings. But I have an average figure of 5 shillings. So if I can multiply 40,000 pieces times 20 stocks that are marketable or that we to go to the market, times 5 shillings, that is a clean 4 million shillings.
Wow.
Then once I green that, that is not my profit.
Yeah.
From there, I have the inputs.
Yes.
I bought the seed,
Yeah.
which is also expensive.
Where do you buy the seeds from, by
We
the way?
import our seeds from Holland.
Oh,
Because what we do, we contact the market and tell them, because we don't want to lose, we don't want to grow what you don't want, sell us your seed. And from their seed, we are able to give them back the flowers they want. So from there, if I subtract all the variable costs that involves the seed, rad preparations, pest control, disease control, my salary and all that, I average it to an average of 1 million, of which the total cost of production is around 300,000 per acre.
Okay.
To make it a million, I pay myself first.
Yeah.
And you have heard the saying, pay yourself first.
Yes.
And me as the manager,
Yeah.
I pay myself 50,000 shillings per month.
Okay.
So for 1 year, I pay myself 600,000. That is 50 times 12. 600,000 goes back to my back pocket. So it doesn't leave me. Any other expenses I can manipulate, I can check, keep labor, and do the knowledge. I don't need to pay the consultant because I consult for myself.
Okay.
And all that's how I come up around 400,000.
So do you manage the farm by yourself? Like you don't need other laborers to help you?
What
with
I
the labor?
have done, to succeed, you can't work alone.
True.
They say if you want to go on a short journey,
Yeah.
you can walk alone.
Yes.
But for a longer journey,
You work
you need a
together.
partner.
True.
And 2 or 3. So I have trained 10 good technical staff.
Okay. So most of these farmers that you have trained, have any of them had such challenges, or do they sell to you and then you sell, or
Okay.
do they sell on their own?
What I did, I went around and saw what farmers were growing. They were growing kales, others were mixing maize and beans, bananas and all that. When I told them about the opportunity I have now on this Moby Dick flower, they all followed me.
Wow.
I guaranteed the market because I had been guaranteed the market by my
Before, yeah.
my exporters.
Okay.
And this flower we don't borrow. We pay at the spot. When all the farmers bring their flowers, we pay them cash, or we put their money to their accounts, because many times we don't carry a lot of money, but it is in our M-Pesa account or in our bank account. So we send it direct.
All right.
Yes.
So have you tried doing other flowers?
Yes.
Could you mention which one?
Yeah, my first specialization on flowers was on Erigium. It had quite some challenges because of leaf rust. So I turned to tuberose. Tuberose needed a lot of water and a lot of management. Then I went to another flower called the Arabicum. This one I still have it on small scale,
Yeah.
because I have to diversify my production. But my main catch earner is the Moby Dick.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, many people, many farmers or floriculture farmers in Kenya are doing roses, if I may
Yes.
say, or
Yes.
even the Arabica.
Yes.
But how come, can you compare the prices or in terms of profits for roses or with something like Moby Dick?
Well, I have been working as a consultant on flower growing. Moby is not the only flower I have a lot of consultancy. And with those farmers who can afford, they go in for greenhouses. We recommend roses, carnations, and staties. They can afford those ones because they require drip irrigations, fertigations, and all that. But to an ordinary farmer who has only a quarter of an acre, half an acre, who can go in for those high value, expensive flowers.
Yeah.
So I've been comparing what can the ordinary farmer afford. And I told you my main theme is dare be different.
Okay.
Don't conform with whatever everybody is doing, but go in for that crop that can give you more money than the other.
All right.
Yes.
Is there a lot of demand for the Moby Dick flower as much as there is for the rose in the foreign countries?
Yeah, in the world market, roses have the highest market, followed by carnations.
Okay.
Those ones have market throughout the year. For Moby Dick, because it is not grown by so many people, there's very little competition.
Okay.
So we get our market throughout the year, as long as we can justify the quality, high quality, so that we earn high grade flowers.
What do they use them for? Are they for decoration? Because if you look at this flower,
Yeah.
let's just say it's not as beautiful as a rose.
As a rose.
Yes. So what do they use them for?
Well, that's a very good question. I've been asked by very, very many people,
Yeah.
whether we eat these ones or we do this.
Yeah. What do they use them
But
for?
to me, as an African,
Yeah.
I may not admire the flower very much as the European people.
Okay.
You know, you have to grow things as per the demand of your customer.
You're right.
Since they are with them, they see it and they see they are good, and they have the money. Then I grow them what they want, isn't it?
Yes.
Many people tells me because this flower is milky, it can be used to make some shampoo and other things.
All right.
I don't talk about those ones, about those other value additions.
Yes.
But they are used for breeding other flowers when they are making a flower boutique. This is so many flowers collected together, and you have gone to the offices, you see a good big set of many flowers put together. That is how they use the Moby Dick for breeding other flowers and making those boutiques.
All right.
Yes.
So you have trained many farmers.
Yes.
Do you plan on training more and more farmers about this, or what is the future plans with the
In this
Moby Dick?
country,
Yeah.
if there's any sickness which is more worse than cancer, is poverty. When you are poor, nobody thinks that you can think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because we are about 40 million people in Kenya alone, if I can get the 40 million to follow me, I'll have done my duty in this world. So I want to train as many as possible, teach many people to grow what the customers want. And that's why I say when in high value crops, I don't only deal with flowers. I teach some others to grow mushroom growing, others strawberries, others onions and all that.
Wow.
Because I want to raise the farmer from his or her level to higher standard of living. And that is why they were born, Diana.
Okay.
We don't want to see our people poor again when there's a lot of money floating in the world. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So as we wrap up the show,
Yeah.
finally, you can just tell us the reason why I should grow the Moby Dick flower in terms of, the simplicity and, you said it can grow anywhere
Yeah.
in the country with any kind of temperature.
Yes.
Could you expound further on that?
Well, let me say, nobody hates money. And I have told you my enemy is the poverty. You need, first of all, to get something which can put money in your pocket. If this thing I can make 4 million from only 1 acre, and I pay myself very well at the 50,000 per month, if I can do that, I know my pocket will be warm. Money will not be a problem.
Okay.
This flower can withstand drought. We know the effect of climate change in this country. Variations of rains. This month there's rain, the another one there's drought and all that. Since it can withstand that drought, that is why I'm liking it. The other thing is that our labor in this country is very cheap compared to other countries. So for moradi preparations and all that, it's very cheap compared to other countries. So you go in for it.
Okay.
Then the climatic conditions within the country throughout the year, we have no winter, we have no summers. Our country climate is good.
It's good for
So
the flower.
you are sure that you can get production throughout the year.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, thank you so much, Bwana Alex, for all that useful information. I'm sure someone out there has learned and looking forward to grow the Moby Dick flower. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So instead of growing the usual vegetables that you grow in your shamba, you might want to consider the Moby Dick flower, which is adaptable to any kind of weather and is favorable to most soils. I hope you have grasped something. This has been Hela Mchangani. I have been your host, Diana Mbogwa. Join me next time, same time, in a different location.